Ostara, Renewal and Rebirth. Ostara, also known as the spring equinox, is a pagan holiday that celebrates the arrival of spring and the balance between light and darkness. It holds significant spiritual and symbolic meanings. Here are some key significances of Ostara. Ostara marks the beginning of spring, a season associated with renewal, growth, and the rebirth of nature. It is a time when the earth awakens from its winter slumber, and new life emerges in the form of blossoming flowers, sprouting plants, and the return of animals. Ostara symbolizes the cyclical nature of life, the triumph of light over darkness, and the resilience of the natural world. Ostara occurs during the spring equinox when day and night are of equal length. It represents the balance between light and darkness, male and female, and the energies of creation and destruction. This holiday emphasizes the importance of finding equilibrium in our lives, harmonizing opposing forces, and embracing the interconnectedness of all things. Ostara is associated with fertility and the potential for growth. It is a time when seeds are sown, and the earth becomes fertile, ready to nourish new life. This aspect of Ostara is often celebrated through rituals and traditions that invoke abundance, creativity, and the manifestation of desires. It is a time to set intentions, plant metaphorical or literal seeds, and cultivate new beginnings. Ostara celebrates the increasing power of the sun and the return of longer, sunlit days. The sun is seen as a symbol of warmth, vitality, and life-giving energy. It represents the awakening of nature and the gradual transition from winter to spring. The return of light is seen as a metaphorical awakening of consciousness and the illumination of new possibilities. History. The history of Ostara is rooted in ancient pagan traditions and folklore. It is important to note that the specific historical origins of Ostara are not well documented, and much of the information available today is based on speculation, reconstructed beliefs, and the blending of different cultural practices. Here are some historical aspects associated with Ostara. Ostara takes its name from the Germanic goddess Ostara, also known as Yoster or Easter. She was believed to be a goddess of the dawn, fertility, and the awakening of nature. Some historical accounts suggest that she was associated with the spring equinox and celebrated as a symbol of new beginnings and the return of light. The celebration of Ostara among Germanic and Anglo-Saxon tribes likely involved rituals, feasting, and the honoring of the goddess. The vernal equinox, occurring around March 20th, has been celebrated in various cultures throughout history. Many ancient civilizations marked this time as a significant turning point in the seasons, representing the rebirth of nature and the return of longer, sunlit days. These celebrations often included rituals, fertility rites, and feasts to honor the changing of seasons and the cyclical nature of life. One legend associated with Ostara involves the goddess Yoster transforming a wounded bird into a hare. The hare became her sacred animal, symbolizing fertility, growth, and the lunar cycles. It is believed that the association of hares or rabbits with Ostara may have influenced the modern tradition of the Easter Bunny. With the spread of Christianity, many pagan celebrations and symbols were assimilated or adapted into Christian practices. The Christian holiday of Easter, which celebrates the resurrection of Jesus Christ, falls around the same time as Ostara. Some scholars suggest that early Christian missionaries incorporated elements of Ostara celebrations into Easter festivities to make the new faith more appealing and familiar to pagan converts. Traditions. The traditions of Ostara vary among different pagan and modern spiritual practices. These traditions are often centered around celebrating the arrival of spring, embracing renewal, and honoring the balance between light and darkness. Here are some common traditions associated with Ostara. Many people engage in rituals and ceremonies to honor Ostara. These may include outdoor gatherings, bonfires, or indoor ceremonies that involve meditation, chanting, and connecting with the energy of the season. Rituals often focus on themes such as rebirth, growth, balance, and setting intentions for the coming months. Decorating eggs is a popular Ostara tradition that symbolizes fertility and new life. Eggs are often painted or dyed in vibrant colors and adorned with symbols or patterns representing the season. The eggs may be displayed as decorations or used in rituals and games. Ostara is a time of cleansing and preparing for new beginnings. It is common for people to engage in thorough spring cleaning of their homes, symbolically clearing away the stagnant energy of winter and making space for fresh energy and opportunities. Ostara is an excellent time to start planting seeds and tending to gardens. People may sow seeds for flowers, herbs, or vegetables, symbolizing the growth and abundance of the coming season. Gardening can also be a meditative practice, connecting individuals with the cycles of nature and nurturing the earth. Ostara is a time to connect with nature and appreciate the beauty of the awakening world. Many people participate in nature walks, picnics, or outdoor ceremonies to celebrate the changing season. These activities may involve observing wildlife, collecting flowers, or simply enjoying the fresh air and sunshine. Sharing a festive meal with loved ones is a common tradition during Ostara. The meal may incorporate seasonal foods and ingredients that symbolize renewal and the awakening of nature. It is a time to celebrate the abundance of the earth and the nourishment it provides. Setting up an altar or sacred space dedicated to Ostara is a way to honor the season and create a focal point for rituals and intentions. Altars may be decorated with symbols of spring, such as flowers, eggs, fresh greens, and representations of deities associated with Ostara. Deities. Several deities from various mythologies and pantheons are associated with Ostara, representing the themes of fertility, rebirth, and the awakening of nature during the spring season. Here are a few deities commonly associated with Ostara. Jostar, also known as Ostara, is the Germanic goddess after whom the holiday is named. She represents the dawn, fertility, and the awakening of nature. Jostar is associated with the return of light, the lengthening of days, and the rebirth of life in the spring. She is often depicted as a goddess of new beginnings and the nurturing forces of the earth. In Greek mythology, Persephone is a prominent goddess associated with the changing of seasons. She is the daughter of Demeter, the goddess of agriculture and fertility. Persephone's story is intertwined with the cycle of life and death. Her return from the underworld to the surface is seen as a symbol of the rebirth and rejuvenation of nature during springtime. Freya is a Norse goddess associated with love, beauty, and fertility. She is often linked to the awakening of nature and the blossoming of flowers in the spring season. Freya represents the joy and abundance that comes with the arrival of spring and is celebrated as a goddess of life, growth, and renewal. Demeter is the Greek goddess of agriculture and the harvest. She is often associated with the changing of seasons and the cycle of life and death. Demeter's grief over the loss of her daughter, Persephone, in the myth of the abduction by Hades, mirrors the sorrow of winter and the joy of her return in spring. Demeter's role in bringing forth the fertility of the earth aligns with the themes of Ostara. Flora is a Roman goddess associated with flowers and the flowering of plants. She is celebrated during the spring season as the personification of the blooming and blossoming of nature. Flora represents the vibrant and colorful aspect of spring, symbolizing the fertility and abundance that come with the awakening of the earth. Altar decor. Altar decorations during Ostara often reflect the themes of renewal, growth, and the awakening of nature. They incorporate symbols and items that represent the vibrant energy of spring and the balance between light and darkness. Here are some popular altar decorations for Ostara. Fresh flowers, particularly those that bloom in spring, are popular altar decorations during Ostara. Daffodils, tulips, lilies, and daisies are commonly used to symbolize the beauty and abundance of the season. They bring color, fragrance, and a sense of vitality to the altar. Decorated eggs are a classic symbol of Ostara, representing fertility, rebirth, and new beginnings. Eggs can be dyed or painted in vibrant colors, adorned with symbols or patterns, and displayed on the altar. They can also be used in rituals or as part of divination and egg-related games during Ostara celebrations. Bringing fresh greenery to the altar represents the return of life and growth in nature. Sprigs of fresh leaves, such as ivy, ferns, or young shoots, symbolize the rejuvenation of the earth. They can be placed in vases or woven into wreaths and garlands to adorn the altar. Candles play a significant role in altar decorations during Ostara, symbolizing the increasing light and warmth of the sun. Yellow, green, and pastel-colored candles are commonly used to represent the energies of spring. Lighting candles on the altar during rituals or ceremonies brings an atmosphere of warmth and illumination. Ostara represents the balance between light and darkness, as day and night become equal in length. Incorporating symbols of balance on the altar, such as the equal-armed cross, also known as the solar cross, can help represent this equilibrium. Colors: green, yellow, and pastel hues reflect the essence of Ostara and the vibrant energy of spring. They are used in various ways, including altar decorations, clothing choices, colored candles, and other elements of Ostara celebrations, to invoke the spirit of renewal, growth, and the awakening of nature. Green is the color most commonly associated with Ostara. It represents the renewal of nature, growth, and the flourishing of life. Green symbolizes the awakening of plants, the sprouting of leaves, and the return of abundance after the dormancy of winter. It represents the fertile energy of the earth and the promise of new beginnings. Yellow is another popular color used during Ostara. It represents the increasing strength and warmth of the sun as spring progresses. Yellow is associated with light, energy, and vitality. It symbolizes optimism, joy, and the awakening of creativity and inspiration. Yellow also represents the blooming of flowers and the radiant beauty of the season. Pastel colors, including soft pinks, blues, and purples, are commonly used during Ostara. These delicate hues symbolize the tender and gentle energy of spring. Pastel colors evoke a sense of freshness, innocence, and the delicate beauty of blossoming flowers. They represent the subtlety and grace of the season's transformation. Incense. Several types of incense are popular during Ostara, as they help create a sacred atmosphere and evoke the energies associated with the arrival of spring and the themes of renewal and growth. Here are some incense commonly used during Ostara. Frankincense is a classic and versatile incense that is commonly used in various spiritual practices. It carries a purifying and uplifting energy, making it suitable for Ostara rituals. Frankincense is believed to enhance spiritual connection, cleanse the space, and invoke a sense of sacredness. Myrrh resin has a warm and earthy aroma that is often used in combination with frankincense. It is associated with transformation, healing, and spiritual purification. Myrrh is believed to promote balance, release stagnant energy, and create an atmosphere of sacredness and receptivity during Ostara. Lavender is a popular herb with a calming and soothing scent. It is often used during Ostara to promote relaxation, balance, and harmony. Lavender incense can help create a peaceful and serene environment, conducive to meditation, reflection, and connecting with the energies of the season. Jasmine incense is known for its sweet and floral fragrance. It is associated with love, sensuality, and spiritual awakening. Jasmine incense can be used during Ostara to invoke the energies of passion, creativity, and the blossoming of new beginnings. It is believed to enhance positivity and bring a sense of joy and celebration. Sandalwood has a warm and woody aroma that is often used in spiritual practices. It is associated with grounding, relaxation, and spiritual connection. Sandalwood incense can be used during Ostara to create a sacred atmosphere, deepen meditation, and invoke a sense of stability and serenity during the season of renewal. Rose incense carries a delicate and uplifting scent associated with love, beauty, and emotional healing. It can be used during Ostara to enhance self-love, gratitude, and the celebration of life. Rose incense is believed to promote a sense of joy, enhance spiritual connection, and create an ambiance of love and appreciation. Stones and crystals. Several stones and crystals are associated with Ostara, carrying energies that align with renewal, growth, and the awakening of nature. Here are some stones commonly associated with Ostara. Green aventurine is often associated with abundance, prosperity, and the energy of new beginnings. It is believed to bring luck and growth opportunities. Green aventurine can be used to connect with the nurturing and healing aspects of nature during Ostara. Clear quartz is a versatile and powerful crystal often associated with clarity, amplification, and spiritual growth. It can be used during Ostara to enhance intentions, amplify energies, and promote balance and harmony. Clear quartz can also be used to attune to the natural rhythms of the changing season. Moonstone is a stone connected to the lunar energies and feminine intuition. It embodies the energy of new beginnings, emotional healing, and spiritual growth. Moonstones can be used during Ostara to enhance intuition, connect with the cycles of nature, and embrace the transformative energies of the season. Carnelian is a vibrant orange crystal associated with vitality, courage, and creativity. It represents the energy of the sun and the awakening of life during spring. Carnelian can be used during Ostara to ignite passion, stimulate motivation, and encourage the manifestation of goals and desires. Moss agate is a stone that embodies the energy of nature and growth. Its green color and moss-like inclusions symbolize the vitality and fertility of the earth. Moss agate can be used during Ostara to connect with the earth's energies, promote abundance, and encourage grounding and balance. Citrine is a crystal associated with joy, abundance, and manifestation. Its sunny, yellow color aligns with the increasing power of the sun during the spring season. Citrine can be used during Ostara to enhance optimism, attract prosperity, and infuse rituals and intentions with positive energy. Rose quartz is a crystal of love, compassion, and emotional healing. It can be used during Ostara to cultivate self-love, foster harmonious relationships, and embrace the transformative power of love in all its forms. Rose quartz aligns with the themes of renewal and the nurturing energy of spring. Animals. Several animals are associated with Ostara, representing the themes of fertility, rebirth, and the awakening of nature during the spring season. Here are some animals commonly associated with Ostara. The hare or rabbit is one of the most prominent animals associated with Ostara. It symbolizes fertility, abundance, and the cycles of the moon. The hare's prolific breeding habits align with the concept of new life and growth during the spring season. It is often seen as a messenger of the goddess and represents the playful and fertile energies of Ostara. Lambs are often associated with Ostara due to their connection to the symbolism of new life, innocence, and rebirth. Spring is the season when lambs are born, and their presence serves as a reminder of the cycle of life and the return of vitality to the earth. Lambs also associate purity and the gentle nurturing aspect of the divine feminine. Various birds are associated with Ostara, symbolizing the return of migratory species, the songs of spring, and the awakening of nature. Birds like robins, swallows, and finches are often regarded as harbingers of spring and represent joy, freedom, and the renewal of life. Their presence is seen as a sign of the changing season and the return of warmth and abundance. Butterflies are powerful symbols of transformation and metamorphosis. They undergo a profound journey from caterpillar to butterfly, representing personal growth, change, and the beauty that emerges after a period of inner transformation. Butterflies are associated with the energy of renewal and the vibrancy of spring. Bees are connected to the concept of fertility and the vital role they play in pollinating plants and supporting the growth of flowers and crops. They symbolize community, cooperation, and the interconnectedness of all living beings. Bees are seen as industrious and diligent, representing the need for hard work and collaboration in bringing forth abundance. Trees. Several trees are associated with Ostara due to their symbolism of growth, renewal, and the awakening of nature during the spring season. Here are some trees commonly associated with Ostara. The birch tree is often associated with Ostara. It represents new beginnings, purification, and the return of light. In many traditions, birch twigs or branches are used to create besom brooms or as decorative elements during Ostara rituals and celebrations. The willow tree symbolizes flexibility, intuition, and the flowing energy of water. It is associated with emotional healing and growth. Willow branches or twigs are sometimes used in Ostara rituals and can be fashioned into wreaths or used in water-based rituals. The cherry tree is linked to the awakening of nature and the arrival of spring. It is celebrated for its beautiful blossoms and represents the fleeting nature of beauty and life. Cherry blossoms are often incorporated into Ostara decorations, such as wreaths or table centerpieces. The apple tree is associated with fertility, abundance, and the cycle of life. It symbolizes the promise of new beginnings and the reaping of rewards. Apples can be used as altar decorations or included in recipes and offerings during Ostara celebrations. Hawthorn is a tree associated with protection, fertility, and healing. It is believed to have magical and spiritual properties and is sometimes called the May tree. Hawthorn branches or flowers can be used in ritual work or as adornments during Ostara festivities. The mighty oak tree is often associated with the spring equinox and Ostara. It symbolizes strength, endurance, and the balance between light and darkness. Oak leaves or acorns may be used in crafts, rituals, or as decorative elements during Ostara celebrations. Flowers. Several flowers are associated with Ostara due to their symbolism of spring, rebirth, and the awakening of nature. Here are some flowers commonly associated with Ostara. Daffodils are one of the most iconic flowers associated with Ostara. Their vibrant yellow color and early bloom make them powerful symbols of new beginnings, hope, and the arrival of spring. Tulips are another popular flower associated with Ostara. They come in a variety of colors and represent love, rebirth, and the beauty of nature awakening after winter. Tulips are often seen as a symbol of abundance and prosperity. Crocuses are delicate flowers that bloom early in the spring. Their emergence from the ground represents the awakening of nature and the coming of warmer days. Crocuses symbolize hope, renewal, and the triumph of light over darkness. Primroses are small, colorful flowers that often bloom in early spring. They are associated with youth, innocence, and new beginnings. Primrose is seen as a symbol of purity and the promise of growth and abundance. Hyacinths are fragrant flowers that bloom in various colors. They represent rebirth, sincerity, and playfulness. Hyacinths are often used in floral arrangements or displayed as potted plants during Ostara celebrations. Snowdrops are delicate white flowers that often emerge through the snow, symbolizing the triumph of life over winter's grasp. They represent purity, hope, and the promise of renewal. Snowdrops are associated with the awakening of nature and the return of light. Lilacs are beautifully scented flowers that bloom in various shades of purple, pink, and white. They are associated with beauty, grace, and the arrival of spring. Lilacs are often used in floral decorations or incorporated into rituals during Ostara. Herbs and spices. During Ostara, herbs and spices that are associated with the themes of spring, renewal, and balance are commonly used. Here are some of the most popular herbs and spices used during Ostara. Lavender is a versatile herb with a calming and soothing aroma. It is often associated with balance, purification, and spiritual growth. Lavender can be used in various ways during Ostara, such as in herbal teas, baked goods, or as a decorative element on the altar. Mint is a refreshing herb that symbolizes vitality, rejuvenation, and new beginnings. It can be used to make herbal teas, infused waters, or added to salads and desserts. Mint is believed to promote clarity, energy, and a sense of renewal, making it a fitting herb for Ostara. Rosemary is an herb associated with protection, purification, and remembrance. It carries an energizing and uplifting scent and is often used to enhance focus and clarity. Rosemary can be incorporated into dishes, infused oils, or used in smudging rituals during Ostara. Dandelion is a common spring herb known for its detoxifying and cleansing properties. Its leaves can be used in salads, teas, or as a component in herbal blends. Dandelion is associated with purification, releasing stagnant energy, and inviting the vibrant energy of spring. Thyme is an herb often associated with strength, courage, and vitality. It is believed to bring positive energy and protect against negative influences. Thyme can be used in cooking, infused oils, or included in herbal sachets or spellwork during Ostara celebrations. Nutmeg is a warm and aromatic spice associated with abundance, prosperity, and protection. It can be used in baking, warm beverages, or sprinkled on seasonal dishes to add a touch of warmth and richness. Food. The most popular food served during Ostara varies depending on cultural and regional traditions. However, some common food items are often associated with Ostara and the themes of spring, rebirth, and abundance. Here are a few examples. Eggs are a prominent symbol of Ostara, representing fertility and new life. Hard-boiled eggs are often colored or decorated and used as offerings, ritual items, or incorporated into various dishes. Deviled eggs, egg salads, or simply serving hard-boiled eggs are popular choices during Ostara celebrations. As Ostara marks the arrival of spring and the abundance of fresh produce, serving salads or dishes made with seasonal greens is common. Spinach, lettuce, arugula, and other leafy greens are often used to create refreshing and light salads that reflect the freshness of the season. Asparagus, peas, baby carrots, and other early spring vegetables are often enjoyed during Ostara. These vegetables are harvested around the time of the festival and can be incorporated into various dishes like roasted vegetables, stir-fries, or vegetable medleys. Honey is associated with the sweetness of life and is considered a traditional ingredient during Ostara. It can be used as a natural sweetener in beverages, dressings, or desserts. Sweet treats like honey cakes, cookies, or fruit tarts are also popular during Ostara celebrations. Ostara is a time when fruits begin to emerge or become more readily available. Serving fresh fruits like berries, citrus fruits, or seasonal favorites can represent the bounty and abundance of nature during the spring season. They can be enjoyed as standalone treats, added to salads, or used in fruit-based desserts. Recipe. This Russian honey cake, also known as medovik, is a delightful dessert with its distinctive honey flavor and creamy texture. It is a classic favorite for special occasions and celebrations. Here's a traditional recipe: Russian honey cake. Ingredients. For the cake layers: 2 eggs, 3/4 cup sugar, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 tablespoon liquid honey, 7 tablespoons butter, 2 cups flour. For the filling, frosting: 26.4 ounces sour cream, 1/2 cup sugar, 1 tablespoon honey, 10 ounces crushed plain cookies, 2 to 1 cup ground walnuts. Directions. Preheat the oven to 365 degrees Fahrenheit. Beat eggs well with sugar. Add baking soda and liquid honey, warm. Melt the margarine, butter in a pot. Add the mixture. Margarine should not be too hot. Put the pot on low heat. Add the flour while mixing, and mix until the mass is without lumps. The mixture will be very thick and very hard to stir. Remove from heat and cool. Dip the dough in flour, divide, and roll each layer very thin, 1/2 inch. Cut circles as round as possible, approximately 7-inch diameter. Bake at 365 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 to 4 minutes or until golden brown. Repeat with remaining dough and allow to cool before assembling. Beat sour cream, sugar, and honey until the sugar dissolves. The mixture will still be fairly liquid. Coat each layer with a generous layer of cream. Assemble the cake. Coat the sides with cream, and sprinkle the top and sides with crumbs and ground walnuts. Allow to set at least 6 hours before eating. Crafts. During Ostara, a celebration of the spring equinox and the awakening of nature, several popular crafts symbolize renewal, growth, and the vibrant energy of the season. Here are a few ideas for crafts you can engage in during Ostara. Ostara is often associated with eggs as symbols of fertility and new beginnings. You can engage in traditional egg decorating techniques, such as dyeing eggs with natural or vibrant colors, or explore more creative approaches like decoupage, painting, or using wax-resist techniques. Create beautiful floral wreaths using fresh or artificial flowers, foliage, and ribbons. Adorn your front door or altar with these colorful wreaths as a representation of the blossoming of nature during the spring season. Get your hands in the soil and embrace the act of planting seeds. Decorate small pots or containers, fill them with soil, and plant herb, vegetable, or flower seeds. Nurture them as they grow, symbolizing your personal growth and aspirations. Take inspiration from the natural world around you. Collect colorful leaves, twigs, and flowers to create pressed flower art, nature mandalas, or collage artwork. Incorporate these elements into greeting cards and bookmarks, or frame them as beautiful reminders of the season's energy. Explore the world of herbalism and create crafts using dried herbs and flowers. Make herbal sachets, dream pillows, or bath salts using dried lavender, chamomile, rose petals, and other botanicals associated with healing and relaxation. Make it. Dyeing eggs with natural ingredients can be a fun and eco-friendly alternative to using commercial dyes. Here's a simple method to dye eggs using natural ingredients. Natural dyed eggs. Materials: eggs, hard-boiled and cooled, water, white vinegar, saucepan or pots, strainer or slotted spoon, bowls or cups. Optional: rubber bands, stickers, or wax crayons for creating patterns. Dyes material: per cup of water, yellow, turmeric powder, 2 tablespoons. Yellow, onion skins, 4 cups. Orange, paprika, 2 tablespoons. Orange carrots, 2 cups. Pink, beets, beet juice, 2 cups. Pink, cranberry juice, as needed. Blue, red cabbage, 2 cups. Blue, blueberries, 1 cup. Directions: prepare the natural dye. In a saucepan, combine your chosen dye ingredient with water. Add enough water to cover the ingredients and bring it to a boil. Let it simmer for about 15 to 30 minutes to extract the color. The longer you simmer, the more intense the color will be. For some ingredients, you may need to strain out any solids. Add vinegar. Once the dye is ready, remove the saucepan from the heat and add a tablespoon of white vinegar per cup of dye liquid. Vinegar helps the dye adhere to the eggshell. Prepare the eggs. Before dyeing, ensure your eggs are hard-boiled and cooled. You can use rubber bands, stickers, or wax crayons to make patterns on the eggs. Dye the eggs. Place the eggs into the dye baths. Make sure they are fully submerged, and leave them in the dye until you achieve the desired color. For vibrant colors, it's best to leave them in the dye for several hours or even overnight in the refrigerator. Remove and dry the eggs. Using a strainer or slotted spoon, carefully remove the eggs from the dye bath and place them on a paper towel or egg carton to dry. One popular and creative craft for decorating flower pots is decoupage. Decoupage is the art of adhering paper cutouts onto a surface and then sealing it with layers of varnish or decoupage medium. Here's how you can use decoupage to decorate flower pots. Decoupage pot. Materials: flower pots, preferably terracotta, decorative paper, Mod Podge or any decoupage medium, paint brushes, scissors. Directions: clean the flower pots. Make sure the pots are clean and free from dust or dirt. You can wipe them down with a damp cloth and let them dry completely. Prepare the paper. Cut out the desired shapes or patterns from your decorative paper. You can choose floral designs, abstract patterns, or any other motifs that appeal to you. Consider mixing and matching different papers for a unique look. Apply the decoupage medium. Use a paintbrush to apply a thin layer of decoupage medium onto the back of the cutouts. Then, carefully place the cutouts onto the flower pot, smoothing out any air bubbles or wrinkles. Continue layering the cutouts until you achieve the desired design. Seal the design. Once the cutouts are in place, apply another layer of decoupage medium over the entire surface of the pot, including the cutouts. This will seal the design and provide a protective coat. Let it dry according to the instructions on the decoupage medium. Optional: embellishments. If you want to further embellish your flower pot, you can add decorative elements like ribbons, beads, or small charms. Use craft glue to attach these items securely to the pot. Once your decorated flower pot is completely dry, it's ready to be filled with soil and your favorite plants. Whether you use it as a centerpiece, a gift, or a decoration for your home, the decoupaged flower pot will add a personalized touch to any space. Rituals and spells. Planting seeds is a wonderful way to symbolize the awakening of new life and the nurturing of your thoughts and ideas. Here is a suggested ritual for planting seeds. Garden spell. Materials: Seeds. White candle. Choose a sacred spot. Find a quiet outdoor location that resonates with you, such as your garden or a local park. Select a spot beneath a tree or bush that holds personal significance or simply feels peaceful. You may also choose to plant your seeds in a special pot or planter. Select the seed. Choose a seed or bulb that holds meaning for you. It could be a plant associated with your zodiac sign, a favorite flower, or a plant that represents your intentions for the year ahead. As you hold the seed, envision it as a metaphor for the thoughts and ideas you have been nurturing throughout the winter. Plant the seed. Gently dig a hole in the ground, deep enough to accommodate the seed or bulb. As you place it into the earth, visualize your intentions and aspirations taking root. Imagine the seed being infused with the energy of growth, potential, and transformation. Lighting the candle. Light a small, white candle to represent the purity and potential of the Virgin Goddess. As you sit near the planted seed, observe the candle burn down slowly. Allow yourself to be present in the moment, focusing on the flame and the energy it represents. Imbuing intentions. While the candle burns, meditate on your thoughts and ideas for the year ahead. Visualize them gaining strength and vitality, just as the seed will grow into a thriving plant. Offer your intentions to the universe, expressing gratitude and openness to the possibilities that lie ahead. Closing the ritual. Once the candle has burned down, extinguish it safely and take a moment to reflect on the ritual you have performed. Give thanks to the earth and the divine for their presence and support. Before leaving the spot, make a mental note to return to this sacred space throughout the year to nurture and tend to the growing seed. Spring Renewal Broom Spell. Materials. A broom, either a traditional besom or any household broom. Fresh flowers or herbs, such as lavender, daffodils, or rosemary, ribbon or twine. A small bowl of water. A white or green candle. Directions. Find a quiet and sacred space where you can perform the spell undisturbed. Set up an altar or an area with your materials. Start by cleansing your space. You can use a traditional smudging technique with herbs or any method you prefer. Take a few deep breaths to ground yourself and center your energy. Visualize roots growing from your feet into the earth, connecting you to its energies. Hold the broom in both hands and envision it as a tool for sweeping away old energies and making way for fresh, positive ones. Say a blessing, such as, "With this broom, I sweep away the old, making room for blessings untold. In the name of balance and spring's new birth, I cleanse and bless this broom for its rebirth." Take the fresh flowers or herbs and tie them to the broom's handle using a ribbon or twine. As you do this, focus on the intentions you want to manifest during the spring season. Light the white or green candle and place it in front of the broom. Allow the flame to represent the fire of transformation and renewal. Hold the broom near the candle, feeling the energy of the flame infusing the broom with renewed vitality and positive energy. Stand up and hold the broom with both hands. Dance and twirl around the room in a clockwise direction, symbolizing the movement of the sun and the changing seasons. As you dance, repeat your intentions for the upcoming season. Visualize them coming to fruition and filling your life with positive changes and growth. Return to your altar space and place the broom back on the altar. Take a moment to express gratitude to the energies you called upon during the spell. Snuff out the candle, ending the ritual. You can keep the broom as a symbol of the energy you've infused it with throughout the spring season. Remember that the power of any spell lies within you and your intentions. Feel free to adapt this broom spell to suit your personal beliefs and practices. Always practice magic responsibly and with respect for yourself and the energies involved.